Hey, Tim here. Welcome to Budget Bronco. Today on the channel, we are going to be installing one of the more popular aftermarket parts for the Bronco, and that is a swing down tailgate table. There's a bunch of different options out there. Ford makes one that you have to actually drill holes in the tailgate to install. You can have the dealer do that if you want to. I'm going with a popular aftermarket version from the company Mabett, which is a well-known in the Bronco community Amazon provider of high quality, lower cost aftermarket parts like this tailgate table. Just unboxing it, I'm pretty impressed with the quality. It's like, I measured it as about 16 gauge steel. It has a powder coat finish, like a textured powder coat finish. The corners are nicely welded, no real splatter or splits or anything like that. You can hardly tell that it's welded. Also seems to be like a pretty good welding job on some of the reinforcements on the mounting bracket. The thing I'm most interested in, and one of the things I'll be testing, and I'll show you later in the video, is I want to make sure that this tailgate table makes no noise whatsoever. That's my biggest concern. It does come with some soundproofing material where metal touches metal, this foam strip. You can imagine if you're hitting bumps and it's making any noise like that, that's going to drive me crazy. So that's one of the things I'm concerned about. After I get it installed, I'll do a test run, go over some bumps, and we'll check and make sure that everything is good. So let's go. First step, you need to remove this plastic panel from the tailgate. Use a plastic tool like these. You can get them on Amazon. Start where the wire goes in, and you want to work your way around the bottom where the clips are. So there's one on the left, 2, 3, 4 clips along the bottom, and then it lifts up this way. Don't try and come in from the top, or you'll break a couple of those plastic tabs. Ask me how I know. I did it right before this video. So that's the first step, get that panel off. Next step is to mount these top mounting brackets. I've already got the one on the right installed. I'm gonna do the one on the left now. The brackets look like this, and the secret to the no drill installation is this piece right here that fits into this slot and then turns 90 degrees, and the slot goes this way, have this piece pointing straight up and down, and that will give you the pressure to install the threads on these two mounting screws. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. One extra step I'm going to do is use a drop of blue thread lock on these, just because I want to be extra sure that they don't come loose and cause any rattling. So just one drop on each should be plenty. And I will go ahead and install it. Push it through those slots. It's kind of a tight fit, so you got to kind of wiggle it in there pretty good. And then on the bottom, there we go. And then just use an Allen wrench that comes with the set to tighten these up. If you pull away from the tailgate, that will hold those mounting tabs in place 90 degrees from the slot. Oops. So you can get torque on them, otherwise they'll just spin. Okay, got that one. Got the top. Again, pull away from the mounting, the tailgate. Keep pressure on that tab so it doesn't spin. You want to have this one on the left all the way pushed to the right of the slot, and one on the right pushed all the way to the left, so they're as close together as possible. And then if you want to check that once you have them in, take this mounting plate and just check to make sure that your holes line up on both sides. So my holes are good, and I'm good to go to the next step. Now that I have these two top brackets attached, I will attach the top panel. Again, just with a hex screw, and I will use thread locker again. First I'll put them in by finger tight just to get them on there. The top ones first. Each one of these screws, by the way, has a lock washer and a washer on it. Put that one finger tight. Next one. And then it comes with a hex tool, but I will use an attachment with the drill. And good to go. Now for the bottom bracket, where the hinged table actually will attach, similar process, one slot on each side. In this case, a 10 millimeter bolt and a slightly bigger tab that fits through the slot. So here is the bracket that will mount, one on each side, 10 millimeter bolt through the hole, and on the other side, the tab. Again, not required, but I'm going to use thread locker on these as well. Just put one drop on each. Oops, that was a big drop. And put the tabs through the hole. And on this one, you want it all the way to the left, the instructions say. Again, these are 10 millimeter. You can fasten them with any kind of wrench or whatever you've got. I'm going to use my drill. And again, I think you got to kind of have some pressure coming out in order to hold that tab from spinning around. There you go. When you're putting that in, if you don't have any pressure against that tab, it's just going to spin behind the sheet metal. So you have to pull out to hold it against the sheet, the sheet metal here, hold that tab against so you can get some tension, and then you'll feel it kind of gripping and pulling in. You don't need to make these too tight because you're probably going to need to adjust them when it comes time to assemble the table anyway. Just get it on there. Here's a tip that hopefully will save you a little bit of time. Before you go any further, take the table, and this is where it attaches up at the top. Go ahead and line up these two latches with the latches on that top panel, and line it up a little left and right there. Put those two latches on, and make sure that your bottom is in the right spot from a left-right perspective. I had to adjust it a little bit. So if your latches up at the top line up and you're centered on the bottom, then you're good to proceed to the next step, which is fastening the table to the bottom bracket. And now we're fastening the table to the bottom bracket. I've already done this side, and go ahead and have the top latches lined up and hooked. And that'll help you get everything lined up. Now this is going to be a little tricky to show on the camera probably, but basically we're using a hex nut with a lock washer and a washer. And then the trick is you want to get this plastic washer in between the two pieces of metal. And that'll help cut down on any potential noise from those things rattling together. Oh, that wasn't so bad. So you get the plastic washer in between the two. And for this one, there's a nylon lock nut that goes on the other end. So get it all lined up. 10mm nut. And hex key just to keep it from spinning so I can tighten her up. And there you go, tight enough so that it slides up and down. Get the latches undone. Just kind of give it a feel so there's no slop in there. That is pretty much right where I want it. And again, just make sure the latches line up at the top. And next we will fasten the wire rope hangers. I've already done the other side. It is a hex nut, lock washer and a washer, thread from the inside, then another washer, then the rope, and the nylon lock nut. And these ones I don't think you want to have too tight because you want this rope to be able to pivot a little bit like that. So I'm going to do these ones a little bit less tight. Use a hex wrench to hold this side and tighten it up enough that it's definitely on there and snug, but not so tight that your wire rope can't pivot a little bit. That's probably just about right. Maybe a little bit looser than that. There, perfect. Both sides, now we've got that good to go. And the very last step then is just to fasten this MOLLE panel onto the back of the table. The grooves go up in the top to fit around those latches. And then there's 12 10mm bolts that go around the perimeter like this. I'm just going to get them in finger tight, and I'll use my cordless to finish them up. Good. A couple of those are hard to reach with the drill, so I'll go back and hit those with a wrench. But that is essentially the completed assembly. Here's the hooks on the top. Those flip open. And then the table comes down. Nice and sturdy. I mean, I'd be comfortable putting at least 40 pounds on there. I don't want to overdo it, but it feels like you could really put a lot of weight on there. Also comes with these hooks that go in these little slots. And go like that. So you could use, if you were, maybe especially if you were using this for cooking, hanging stuff on there. But let me also, the final thing I'll do is a test of any noise that it makes. Let me just show you how it comes back up. Put those hooks back on. I'll take it for a drive, but let's also just see if it makes any noise when you're opening and closing. No rattle. You can hear a little bit of a metallic clang, a little bit. Just the tiniest bit with that extra metal that's on there, but no rattling for sure. So that's kind of what I was going for. Let's do a road test. All right, I'm out driving to test, make sure I don't have any sounds coming from the new tailgate table. And the first test I'm going to do is I'm going to run over some of those rumble strips in the center of the road. So no sound at all coming from the tailgate when I hit these rumbles. Probably can hear it. I thought for sure, yeah, so we're all good there. And next I'm gonna hit some bumps. Okay, and up here there are some speed bumps. So I'm gonna go over these speed bumps with some pretty good speed and see if we get any sound from that. Nope, didn't hear anything. Another one up here. I'm gonna go a little bit faster this time. Nope, nothing. We're good. I've been driving around for about 15-20 minutes. I have not heard a peep out of that thing. No clanging, no noises, no nothing. One more speed bump. Yeah, so we're good. Passed the sound test. That's it for Budget Bronco today. I hope you enjoyed that video. As always, I'll include a link to this product in the description, and I'll say that I am happy with it. It met my #1 criteria, which is no rattling sounds. I was really worried that one of these tailgate cables was going to rattle and drive me crazy. So it definitely passed that test, and it's good heavy-duty quality. I think it'll last a long time and is a good price point as well. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. As always, if you like my videos, I really appreciate you hitting that like and subscribe button, and we will see you next time.